3 Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app, that's arenaeats.app, for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order?
Question of the week.
It's perfect.
Why is Ryan still muted?
Wait, he's muted?
He's eating.
I was like, wait, I didn't mute him.
Mini sweet tarts.
Oh,
Very nice.
It's not bottle caps, you dickhead.
or banana run.
Some ASMR.
Or Mr. Good Bars.
I have a story about Mr. Goodbar.
Do tell.
Do tell.
This seems like the place to talk about it.
Okay.
Let it out, Tim.
Here we go. So in 4th grade, I was a bit of a vandal.
Uh-oh.
I live near a 7-Eleven. And of course, every kid just gets some kids get mischievous and don't know what to do with their hands, so they steal things. And I figured out that I could petty theft from the 7-Eleven. So a couple times I go in there and I grab like a Hershey bar not a Hershey bar, like a Reese cup and not pay, or like a Crunch bar and not pay. And just like the story of Icarus, I flew too close to the sun, had a lot of pride. So on the school bus on the way home, I asked some of my friends on the bus, "Hey, I'm making a 7-Eleven run. Does anybody want anything?" And one of the kids, I'll never forget, I know his name. I'm not going to put his last name out there, but Oscar goes, "I'll take a Mr. Goodbar." So I go into the 7-Eleven. I grab the Mr. Goodbar. I'm walking around, doing my normal thing. And the person behind the counter goes, "Son, you going to pay for that?" I'm like, "I don't have anything. I'm just looking."
Oh, no.
And I walk around some more. I never go pay for anything. And I go to walk out, and he is standing in the doorway. And I get grabbed and taken to the back office.
You got taken to 7-Eleven jail?
I got taken to 7-Eleven jail. They actually called a cop.
Oh, shit.
And
they were protecting the valuable merchandise. And
they called my grandma.
Oh, no.
I specifically remember me crying like a little child, going, "I don't want to go to juvenile hall. I don't want to go." So that whole summer, I was banned from 7-Eleven without parental supervision.
Oh, man.
And that was the worst. That was the absolute worst.
Man.
Walking distance from 7-Eleven, I could get Slurpees all the time, but now I can't. Yep, that's the story.
Did people then take you to get Slurpees?
I did not have a Slurpee that summer.
So you Slurpee blocked yourself?
Yes, because I thought that a free Mr. Goodbar today was worth more than paying for 12 Slurpees later.
You did not respect Law and Order.
I did not.
Then you're going to be serving hard time.
I know.
If you tell Oscar what happened.
Oh, they knew. Because they had to get my grandma. Like they had to help my grandma to the store to bring me home.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Like,
was it Grandma
Timmy's
Taylor?
in trouble.
Man, that is
it was great.
Not
it was
good.
Effing great, dude.
Not good.
Yeah.
Wow.
All over Mr. Goodbar.
I didn't know we had a hardened criminal. As
well,
part
it's all absolved. It's stuff before I was 18, so it doesn't matter.
I mean,
it all goes.
I don't know if I can trust you the same way.
That's fine.
I'm gonna check your pockets before you leave Studio L. Whenever we are allowed back.
Oh,
in
darn.
Studio L.
Big Jim's camera went away.
Oh, shit.
Hate to see it.
Hate to see it.
All right. Well, we did have the
3 Count question of the week.
And
keep playing it. That's great.
Once
Heard
again.
it once already. Move on.
Once again, this one came from Ryan. And think this was also via the WWE on Fox. And it is what? Well, I think the WWE on Fox, it was what is the best WWE video game of all time, but I expanded it to what is the best and worst pro wrestling video game of all time. Yes.
Big Jim, I'd like to venture a guess in that Ryan found out today.
Ryan found out right now
that it was his question.
Why? Because we saw the full whites around his eyes when I asked.
Yes.
Ryan.
The guy was. Whoo.
Look at Smokey.
So Ryan,
the question of the week was something about the fucking Thunderdome.
No.
No.
Nope.
fuck
Sure.
me, man.
Sure wasn't.
I have a whole fucking tirade about why I'm pissed at the Thunderdome. Oh,
I mean,
God.
we're going to talk about the possible end of the pandemic era of wrestling after the break, but that's not the question of the week, Ryan. So I'm assuming Ryan doesn't want to lead us off with answers to this question.
Okay.
Tim,
I don't mind going.
Go ahead, Tim. We'll let Ryan do some quick Googling.
Poor Smokey.
Google.
Don't need it.
Oh, you got it? Go ahead then.
No, you can go ahead. I'll
No,
wait.
go ahead. No, you got it.
You
then.
already said to go.
No, I am.
Shit, then go, Ryan.
I
Go.
I volunteer my time to Ryan.
Do it!
I still got some candies to eat.
Good. Kiwi, go ahead, eat and talk. Go ahead.
You can eat your fucking
Do
shitty
it
box
live.
caps and still say your stupid game.
Okay, they're not bottle caps. They're delicious, but not bottle caps. They're mini chewy sweet tarts.
You know what none of that is?
Sounds
the
so
name of
much
a video
fucking
game. We're talking about video games. Go ahead.
Ryan, do you have a box of runts there with you, too?
Oh my Jesus.
I am out of runts. I do like runts, just not the. Hold on.
The
Just
price
not
is
the- yeah, I'm out of
wrong,
candy.
bitch.
Just not
Nope.
the banana ones.
Name of the
How
game.
can you not like the banana runts?
They're gross. What was it?
Answer the no mercy.
What was that, Matt?
I'm waiting for your answer.
The best professional wrestling video game of all time is WWF No Mercy for the Nintendo 64. Period. Hands down. Absolutely the best game ever. Nod to WCW NWO World Tour in 97. That THQ game really set the groundwork for Revenge, WrestleMania 2000, and then ultimately No Mercy, the greatest wrestling video game of all time.
All right. Do you have a worst?
I have got a fucking list of worst ones.
Oh,
All
no.
right. Well,
All right. Let's do bests. Let's go around bests. Tim.
I will not say No Mercy, just to give variety. To me, I think that SmackDown 4, Here Comes the Pain, is up there with some of like the best wrestling video games of all time. It's really hard to vote against the THQ stuff because that stuff was just amazing. But to me, SmackDown 4, Here Comes the Pain, really good.
All right. Matt or Mark, do you guys want to go? Do you want me to give mine?
We're doing the best.
We're doing the best right now.
Is it all right if I jump in, Jim, or are you going to be upset?
No. Go ahead. By all means.
Let me jump. In my opinion, the best. Now, I started thinking arcade games for wrestling, and the WrestleFest game. Do you guys remember that?
Absolutely.
Solid.
Absolutely.
My God, I love that game. Every once in a while, it'll pop up almost locally here when like a Facebook yard sale or whatever it is, or eBay, and I almost buy it, but I'm running out of room here at the Estates.
Mark, how many Rob's subs would you be able to buy with the amount of money you spent on WrestleFest in your life?
Boy, probably a few months worth. That's at a quarter a game back then for WrestleFest.
Before the
So you had to
inflation hit.
You had to put a quarter in to keep going if you were in that Royal Rumble.
Yeah. That's how they got you, man.
Oh, they got me, hooked me. I was hooked.
You were
They
sucker.
raked my back.
We'll get there.
He raked my back. Yeah, no, he didn't literally rake it.
Matt, you got one?
I do. In terms of actual gameplay, Ryan is correct. it's No Mercy. However,
I got one right.
if you're going to just like straight storyline, I always love WWE SmackDown's Shut Your Mouth. I thought that had a very extensive storyline on the PlayStation console, and that always reeled me in. But it's also hard to argue with Mark. I did lose a lot of quarters to the arcade trying to stay in that Royal Rumble. So those would be my three, but my top overall would be No Mercy.
Yeah, I think for me, like No Mercy is probably the number one. WrestleFest was like 1A. I always enjoyed the only one I had like in my short list that was different than everybody else. I always enjoyed like the Legends of Wrestling, like Legends of Wrestling 1 and 2. I always enjoyed the hell out of those. I don't know if it's just because the graphically it was a little bit different, and it did have this expansive classic roster. But I always enjoyed those as well. Was there any others before we go to the worst? Were there any others unmentioned that you guys can think of for
That's
best?
a great call on the Legends. Those were great rosters. They really were.
So I don't think it was a great game, but one of my favorite wrestling games of all time is very close to the Legends of Wrestling game. WWE put out a Legends of WrestleMania game, and I love that game.
No, that's on my worst list.
The graphics for the game were great.
The controls were fucked.
They weren't that bad.
Oh, they were so much different because like it was the same.
Different doesn't mean fucked though.
Oh, it does. It absolutely.
No.
Why would you? So it's the same people who made that game were the same ones making the WWE games at the time.
Yes.
Why would you do different controls?
Because
Why?
it's a different franchise.
No, it's stupid. It's stupid. Just give me the same damn controls. I got
This
so
is
pissed.
This is nowhere near the worst wrestling game.
It wasn't the worst, but I had it on my worst list because I hated the controls. It ruined the experience for me. So let's go to the worst since I already.
Do you guys remember Pro Wrestling for the NES? It was just generic
yes.
Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
That was a good one. You had Starman and the Amazon. And
Yeah.
I forget who else, but I really liked that. That was
that one really good as well.
Was there a WCW game for any? I know WWE had at least two, right? They had WrestleMania.
Oh, that WrestleMania with the
WCW had
like,
Super Brawl.
the little bouncing power-ups.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Sam.
WCW had Super Brawl.
Super Brawl.
Okay.
Brawl. Not
Super
Brawl.
Brawl.
Super Brawl.
Like for boobies.
No, that's a bra.
Just saying the same word.
Brawler.
Oh, brawler.
Brawler.
Like the
Brawler.
Brooklyn Brawler.
Yes.
The Brooklyn Brawler.
Let's go to worst. Who wants to start off with the worsts?
I will go first.
Go ahead, Tim.
WCW Backstage Assault.
Kobe.
The worst
The-
game.
The worst.
There are a
God.
ton of stinkers, though.
Followed closely by WWF Warzone.
And Attitude.
Warzone and Attitude were real bad.
And ECW Hardcore Revolution, the same game with ECW guys.
It's every
Acclaim game ever.
Every Acclaim wrestling game. Horrible.
Horrible.
Just
Basura.
garbage.
Three Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app. That's arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order?
Did any of you guys play? I think it was on the GameCube, and it was
No.
WWF.
Nope.
It was Day of Reckoning.
No, but I remember hearing about it.
So Day of
On
Reckoning,
the GameCube, I did not play it.
Day of Reckoning was the last THQ style game for WWE. and it had the same controls, but like graphics were upscaled a little bit. It was cool, but it wasn't like super great. I was just curious if you guys had played it.
I remember
before.
like Trish Stratus was in the commercial for it.
Yep.
That's all I remember.
I also remember WWF Raw for
The Xbox.
yes.
That Raw and Raw 2.
Raw 2.
Even worse than them was WWF WrestleMania 21 for the Xbox.
I don't
Oh,
even
yes.
remember that.
That one was garbage.
It wasn't that good. Yeah.
That was on my list.
I'm trying to think what else is on the bad list.
TNA Impact.
I kind of liked it.
Oh, it was bad.
Suicide.
I was
kinda
I was
liked
so excited for that game to come out, and then I bought it, and I was like, "This is what disappointment feels like."
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
Mark might back me on this, but Nintendo's Pro Wrestling, in retrospect, was not a fun game.
Well, for the time period, I enjoyed it, but it was very limited. But I think WWF's WrestleMania was horrendous on the NES.
Yeah, I was gonna say that one. That
Was
one was
not
a
good.
lot worse. That one was definitely.
Andre the Giant looked like a chicken. It was terrible.
Was that the one Bam Bam just like cartwheeled in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
God, that was
Speaking
awful.
of WrestleMania, what's our thoughts on WrestleMania the arcade game? It was done by Acclaim as well.
Is that the one where like the Undertaker had like purple, green, yellow, and some other
It's-
color? Like everybody had multiple different colored attires.
It was the one that was like, it was like Mortal Kombat, where
Yes. Yeah, that's
in
the one I'm
art
thinking
style, where like it was the actual wrestler in the game, and it was a 3D animated background.
of. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. I always enjoyed playing it. I mean, I wouldn't put it on the best, and I definitely wouldn't put it on the worst. I always enjoyed it.
I thought that was In Your House. I thought In Your House was like a fight style one.
It was so In Your House was the sequel.
Oh, okay. I did not care for
Yeah.
In Your House.
In Your House was all right.
It had 10 players, I think, to pick from.
Are you talking
It was very limited.
Was that the one with Bret Hart on the cover?
WrestleMania the arcade game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
WWF
The-
In Your House game.
I
Devin,
feel like there was only 10 people to pick from or something. It was very short.
see, Devin knows. He goes, the only reason I like Legends of Wrestling is because it was the one that Bret Hart in it, because he wasn't in the WWE ones at the time. He gets
10
it.
is correct.
You get it,
There were
Dev.
only 10.
Who were the 10?
It was.
Actually,
Ooh,
let's try to guess
let's
the 10.
guess.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Jesus.
I feel like Doink was one of them.
What year did this come out in?
So I will give you the
What
answers.
was that,
It
93?
came out on Halloween 1996
Okay.
Fuck.
for the PlayStation. We're talking about
wow.
In Your House, the game, not WrestleMania.
Yeah, we're
In Your
In
House,
Your
the game.
House, the game.
For the PlayStation.
For the PlayStation. So Doink,
Oh, boy.
not on the list.
Oh, fuck.
What about Savio Vega?
Mike.
Not on the list. There are 10 wrestlers, Mark, and you're picking Savio
Shawn
Vega.
Michaels.
Shawn Michaels. Yes.
Adam Bomb.
No.
Bret Hart.
Yes. Brett.
Psycho
Ultimate
Sid. Or
Warrior.
Sid Justice? Sid Vicious?
No Sid, Ultimate Warrior on the list.
Oh.
Undertaker.
Undertaker on the list.
About Ahmed Johnson.
Ahmed Johnson on the list.
Really?
Um,
That's
Pearl River
all you
Rip.
need to know.
$1 Million Man.
No.
Diesel?
No.
Crush.
No.
All right, 96.
You need, there's 6 more.
Austin?
Wait, we've only guessed 4?
Undertaker, Brett. Sorry, you guessed 5.
Oh, okay.
You got Undertaker, Brett, Shawn, Ahmed Johnson, and the Ultimate Warrior.
Jeff Jarrett?
Not Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett was planned to be a part of the roster, but was
Okay.
Ah,
What about Owen Hart?
Owen is on the list. Yes.
Austin?
Not on the list.
Triple
my
H?
goodness.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Yes.
Davy Boy.
Davy Boy Smith. Yes. There's
Alright.
Mark
2
Merrow.
left.
Sid Vicious.
Not Sid, not Mark Merrow.
Let's try Sid Vicious one more time, though, to be sure.
Not
What
him.
about just Sid?
Gold Dust.
Gold Dust. Yes.
Ooh.
Wow.
Johnny Ace.
Johnny Ace doesn't work here.
Johnny Ace is a piece of shit.
Scott Hall.
Not Scott Hall.
96.
Roddy Piper.
No.
Rocky
Did we say
Monte.
No.
Jerry Lawler.
No.
Tamina Snuka.
Yes. So
Vader.
one Vader. Yes.
So that's-
And there's one. I did.
No, that
somebody-
was-
I think,
Vader Scott.
Yes.
that was
Vader
10.
Scott.
No, that was 10.
No shit.
With
That was the
Okay.
10th.
the glasses.
Mr. Perfect.
Jesus. That was the 10th. I think we got all 10.
Yeah, 10. So the list is Bret Hart, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Owen Hart, the British Bulldog, Goldust, Ahmed Johnson, Triple H, Vader, and the Ultimate Warrior.
Tune in next week as we struggle to name 12 wrestlers.
I mean, yeah.
Perfect.
A piece of shit game, just for that alone.
I was kind of tapped out there.
The original WCW versus the World was not very good.
Yeah.
Because that was Sting on the front for that was a THQ game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
For the PlayStation, though.
Yes. WCW versus the World.
There was another
Sting,
one right
yep.
after that that wasn't very good for the PlayStation either. I thought.
That was like what, Revenge?
No, Revenge was the second WCW N64 game.
Okay.
That game was really good. I liked that game a lot.
That's the one with Giant on the cover, right?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Sorry, Jim. That's Big Show.
Oh. I was like,
Big
Andre
Show,
the
Paul White.
Giant or
I
Was
wasn't
there,
going to put this on my list, but WWE Crush Hour was a piece of shit, too.
Oof.
Rush Hour.
Brutal.
Crush Hour.
Brutal.
Crush Hour was bad. I'm also gonna. I'll go this too. WWE 2K20.
I was just.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say I saw some people respond with that.
Holy shit!
There's been
Ag-
bad 2K games.
It is a game so bad that they stopped making the game for a year and put out WWE Battlegrounds to wash people's mouths out from how horrible an experience WWE 2K20 was. You know, WWE 2K20, the first wrestling game that had a woman on the cover. They did Becky Lynch so bad.
Bad. Well, and I think at one point, Matt, you gave me the heads up that it was like $5 on the Xbox store, and I still kind of feel like I paid too much.
Yeah, they slashed prices on that, and it was still an overpay.
Yeah.
I
But
bought
now 22's
Battleground and
coming
have
out.
not played that once.
Yeah, 22's on its way out.
Yeah. Have they released anybody who's going to be on the cover yet, or is it just
I think it's going to be Rey Mysterio.
okay?
But they haven't announced really anything. The developers for not THQ, the developers for 2K Studios and Visual Concepts, they are doing a regular dev blog or dev vlog on their YouTube for like updates to the game because they want to be more transparent with the actual development of the game.
Okay.
Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
Are both of his eyes going to be on it, or just
Yes.
Just one?
He's had both of his eyes for quite some time now.
Devin also says
definitely lost one.
WCW Mayhem for the PS1.
Not good.
Not
Yes.
good. Not good.
Not good.
The WWE on Fox just did something about the video game where they like put it up to a poll, and I believe Drew won the male, and I think I'm pretty sure it was Saoirse Banks won the lady option. Again, that's just their followers polls.
Like
but
there's an
I won't say
online.
anything.
Now, There is, I think we would be doing a disservice to like wrestling video games if we don't mention the Fire Pro series at all.
Yep.
While it's not necessarily huge here, it is like the standard of wrestling games. The creativity is out of this world. The customization is great. Fire Pro Wrestling World, which is out for its PC and PlayStation 4, but that game is incredible. It has a lot of New Japan people in it, but also it's just like Fire Pro's never really let anybody down with like their stuff. And there's people who still like try to find original versions of those games from like the Dreamcast version
Right.
of the game, and pretty awesome. So
Yeah. While we're talking, we met these folks at the Icons show, the guys from Retrosoft, who I think have done. I think it's called Retromania. The game is pretty cool looking. Check that out. You can just search Retrosoft on the on like your Facebook feed or something like that. But a really cool looking game. A lot of retro wrestlers, Jim. Some wrestlers you might be familiar with from from the WWE's past.
Oh, well, good.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
And it's definitely a game that I might care about.
Currently available, looks like, for the Switch and the Xbox and the PlayStation. So
that's Retromania.
I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. You can look up Retrosoft Studios on. That's where I just stumbled on real quick. There in the Facebook lands.
Yep. RetromaniaWrestling.com.
It's got some indie boys in it. Some former ECW guys. The Blue Meanie, I know, is in it. I think the whole BWO's in it.
Yep. But most importantly, real world animals in it.
Real world animals there.
Well, good. Three Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app, that's arenaeats.app, for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order?